Y'all do realize that the less sun you get, the more depressed and angry you be? Because think about this shit. Alaska, one of the places that got the least sun anywhere, it got one of the highest crime rates in the whole nation. Did y'all know that? I'm not lying. Look this shit up. They barely get any sun over there. But then you think about it, the sun also charges you up. Cause like a lot of hood and project people, they don't know how to act when the sun come out. Like when it start getting hot, there's when a lot of shootings and all this shit start happening. Cause motherfuckers is charged up with energy. They don't know how to act. They don't know how to use the energy properly. But the less sun you get, the more anxious you be, the more depressed you be, the more just aggravated you be in general. Because that thing right there, think of it like a heat lamp. Think of it like we're lizards inside of an incubator or a tank. We need that heat lamp, otherwise we die. Without the sun, the planet will die. Like plants, people, animals, everything will die without the sun. Look, that motherfucker barely even picking up on the camera. It's so fucking bright. Good. Thank you, son. I love you. Thank you for all that you do for us. Cause that shit crazy to me, bro. A lot of people don't think about that.
The reason why us spiritual people do not kill spiders. For one, spiders could be seen as transformation because, they always shedding, they skin. A lot of people might not know that they shed their skin. You feel me? So that's like transformation, like shedding old versions of yourself. Another thing is spiders in, certain practices, we believe that spiders protect the home from negativity. You know what I'm saying? Their webs, be in your house or outside, they take a lot of that negative energy. That's why you will wait till a spider web in your house have, like a dark web, and you remove them. You remove them anyway, but I'm just saying, like, when you come across a web, like, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Because it's cleaning up that negative energy. You feel me? And another thing is I want to talk about is the spider web itself. I just was talking about taking the web down, but the spider web itself, the spider web is seen as, creating your own destiny, basically. So, like, that symbolized that a spider could, show you creativity, creating your own path. You feel me? So these are some of the reasons why you shouldn't kill a spider, you know what I'm saying, if you a spiritual being. I show you.
Alright, it's spiritual. Alright, it's a ritual. And here's how you know that you're elevating in your spirituality, because it's a lot of old triggers that don't even fucking phase you no more. It could be things, it could be people, it could be the news. When you get to a point where some of this shit that used to have your panties in a fucking bunch, the shit don't even fucking, you don't even think twice about the shit no more. That means you're elevating and you're moving on to a new timeline, all right? So when these old triggers start trying to come your way and trying to shoot your way, and then you look at this shit and be like, God damn, they used to have me all of my feelings. They used to have my goddamn nervous system fucked up. They used to have me ready to snap off on the motherfucker. And then you just like, whatever. That shit ain't even on me no more. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know that you moving on. But know that it's a part of a ritual. So you got to keep elevating and keep moving forward. All right, y'all have a blessed day. Ashe.
Hey man, we live in a world now where motherfuckers hate you for being positive. Motherfuckers don't like you to be in a good, mind state. Motherfuckers want you to be angry, bro. Motherfuckers want you to be low vibration. They don't like this high frequency shit.
Did you know that if you are a person who is desiring to practice hoodoo and who wants to learn how to practice conjure, then this is how you should begin. The very first work that you perform should be a work of conjure on yourself. It's true. Now, a lot of people reach out to me and they explain that they want to get into hoodoo and that they want to learn how to conjure. But understandingly, not a lot of people know how to get into it. So I'm going to give you guys a little piece of advice on how to begin. Your very first conjure, the very first piece of work that you should perform should be a work of conjure on yourself. What do I mean by that? Before you try to interact with the ancestors and interact with the spirits and work with roots and manipulate to some degree the world around you, you should try to gain some type of mastery over yourself. You should work on yourself. You should conjure yourself. You should manipulate yourself. You should change yourself. You should make yourself better than you already are. All of us have things that we can work on. Some of us, we have anger issues. Some of us, we have depression issues. Some of us, we are just really, really hard on ourselves. Some of us, we have a very, very low sense of self-worth. Some of us, we have bad character. Some of us, we just don't like people. Some of us, when we feel offended by someone, we cannot control our mouths and we begin to say things to immediately try to break them down. Some of us are very, very violent. The point is, all of us have things that we can work on to make ourselves better. So before we attempt to manipulate or change the world around us, we should try to manipulate and change ourselves. So what an individual can do, the very first ritual that I suggest you perform is a ritual on yourself. Try to find a location inside of your home that's clean, relatively empty, and quiet. Right? It doesn't matter where this space is. Somewhere where you can get off to yourself and there's not a lot of outside noise distracting you. And I want you to sit there, perhaps close your eyes. You can, if you like, you can light a candle, you can burn some incense, you can burn some sage, you can even play some light meditation music if that helps your mind get in a peaceful state. And I want you to think about that thing that you know about yourself that you wish could be better. Are you depressed? Are you sad? Are you angry? Is it all for you to be happy? Is there an ex that you cannot get over? Something about yourself that you wish that you could change. Something that would make you better. Are you too violent? Or did you grow up in a broken home? Have you been influenced by gangs and criminal culture? Whatever it is. And I want you to sit there and I want you to think and I want you to think and I want you to think. And if there's any questions that you ask of the ancestors and the spirits, ask them to show you what it is about yourself that needs to be changed. Now, once you identify that, start small. Some of us, we have multiple problems, right? Some of us, we struggle with a lot. Isolate one thing. For example, let's say that you have really, really bad depression and you often feel like you just can't go on. When you wake up in the morning, you just don't even want to get out of bed. You just tired of the hustle and bustle in life. Let's say that's what it is. Once you identify that, what I want you to begin to do is first understand your power, understand your control. Understand how strong you really are, because you can't conjure and manipulate roots and spirits if you don't understand that the power is already in you. So before you apply it to the outside, apply it to the inside and understand that you have the power to change your mind, change how you think, change how you feel. And it's going to start off small. But what I want you to do is every morning, perform the ritual. When you wake up in the morning and you feel depressed, lie to yourself. It's not lying, but lie to yourself. Tell yourself that you are great. Tell yourself that you are amazing. Tell yourself that the day is going to be fine. Tell yourself that no matter what comes at you in this day, you are going to be able to deal with it. Tell yourself that you are awesome. Tell yourself that you are mighty. You are a conqueror. Tell yourself all the good things that you can. Even if on some level you don't believe it, but fight that disbelief and tell yourself anyway. And then you go out in your day And when you have a problem, when the depression hits, you tell yourself this again. You tell yourself this again. You tell yourself this again. You say these words of power. You repeat these ritualistic words. Every morning you do this. Every morning you do this. Every morning you do this. And I'm telling you, it's going to get to the point to where every day you are going to be able to exist in that new mind state longer and longer and longer and longer until you begin to slowly defeat that depression. And if it's anger, talk to yourself about the anger, whatever your individual problem is. But start with that and start today. So yes, anyone who wants to get into hoodoo and who wants to begin to conjure, your first work of conjure should be a conjure on yourself. The more you know.
Usually people who passed away, their energy around them is very low and they always look confused. When you see a person who passed away, they don't usually know they're dead. And we're going to keep it simple here. We're going to talk about the fourth dimension. We're not going to talk about hell states or none of that. We're talking simple when a person dies and they go to the next dimension, which will be the fourth dimension. How do you know they're dead? They usually look confused. Like 99% of people, they look confused because 99% of people not really into spirituality like that. I would even say today in the world, you probably got maybe a good 1.5% of people in the whole world that's really on some spiritual stuff. Right? I'll be nice and say 2%. You know what I'm saying? But the vast majority of the world is Catholics, Muslims, and Christians. So usually when those type of people pass away, they are walking around confused. And you can tell just by the way they act, what they're trying to do. Like you'll see them at a bus stop, patting their arms because they're cold, or they'll just be waiting and looking down the street. And they'll start looking at the people around like, why y'all sitting down? And they're saying this out of their mouth, but they're acting like this. And I just observe people like this before. They look at people and they're at the bus stop looking like, man, when is this bus coming? And the bus never comes. Or they're at a train station looking down the railroad tracks. I've even seen people jump on a railway and go running down it looking for the train. The train never comes. Or you can see people in airports even looking out the window. Why there's no planes in the sky? Why everybody sitting around? They're confused. They don't know they're dead, right? So that's usually how you can tell. The person that's dreaming, they're acting regular in the spirit world, believe it or not. They're living out a certain existence. Right? And also the energy around them is very bright. That's usually how you know a person is dreaming versus a person who is passed away.
Because you have to be aware that everything that you love is not meant to be forever.
Right. Is that why it's hard to be in relationships sometimes? Because I know with
Nah, I'm never doing a relationship again. I tried a relationship shit, it don't work. Relationship become attachments, right? We become dependent on each other. I never do a relationship again. I tried it. It just don't work for me. A lot of people, they like answering to people. I realized that people gonna do things that I can't control, and I'm not gonna like the things that they do. And if I'm in a relationship with them, then I just gotta take it. Fuck that. Fuck that, right? I'm gonna align with the frequency that align with me, period. I don't want a relationship. I won't be tied to anything. For what? Don't make sense to me. I tried it.
You tried it. No bonds for you, huh?
No, I didn't say we can create a bond without the relationship, right? Okay. We don't need the relationship. What is the relationship? What does that mean? You gotta talk correctly, because I'm not understanding what that means. Sound like a contract. Sound like a soul contract. It sound like a commitment that I gotta make. It sound like if I wake up tomorrow, I can't decide to be free. Fuck that. I don't want that.
For all the people who don't believe in the spirit world, let me put you on some game real quick. You realize we only see like 1% of the light spectrum, right? Us as human beings, our naked eye can only see 1% of the entirety of reality. So if we can only see and perceive 1% of reality, who knows everything that's in front of us that we're not seeing? We can't see Wi-Fi signals. We can't see text messages shooting from our phone over to somebody else's phone. We can't see radio waves. We can't see the heat waves from the sun coming down on us every day, but they're all there. Someone's voice, if they can sing at the right pitch and frequency, they can crack a glass. That's literally a physical effect happening on this glass. But we can't see the person's voice touching the glass and making it shatter. There could be a noise so loud that it busts your eardrum. That was a physical impact on your ear that ruptured and ripped apart your eardrum, but you couldn't see it though. In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light," and there was physical reality. Even if you don't believe in the spirit world, if you believe in science, you believe in atoms, you believe in vibrations and frequencies, that's the spirit world. Angels are high frequency beings. Demons are low frequency beings. God is the highest state of consciousness you can exist in, and the devil is the lowest state of consciousness you can exist in. Lust, greed, sloth, envy. Everything is connected in more ways than you could possibly imagine.
Be there for yourself. Be there for your healing. Be there for your emotional and mental. Be there for the love that you have for yourself and the love that you have for others. Be there. Don't be consumed by the distractions of this world, because this world will have you thinking and looking around, wondering how you're going to get there. What are you going to do about it? And everything is so personal to you. Everything is not personal. Certain things are an evolution that you may be able to see and understand exactly who you are. So be encouraged. Understand that. Be there for yourself. And if you're not there for yourself, who's going to be there for you? Because a lot of people don't really care about what you're going through, so you have to be there for yourself. Unapologetically, love yourself and be there for yourself. Peace.
So you know how I told y'all that water is a portal? I started doing this probably in the last maybe 6 weeks or so, and the downloads have been coming in even more intensely. The shower just hits better for me. I think it's the sensation of the water running over my body, the water running off the old me. I realized when I started sharing these videos with y'all, I was trying to remember all the things I was doing. I do my showers now intentionally, consistently. I shower in the dark, complete darkness. When I used to intentionally get my downloads, when I would intentionally connect with the water, I always showered in the dark, and I never really thought about it. I just would do it because I would always kind of be doing some type of ritual, or I would have just been doing a spiritual bath, and I always had some candles lit somewhere, and then I would just kind of let the candles go out, and I would transition to the shower. But now I intentionally shower in the dark to connect to spirit. Honestly, this came out of the winter within. Before the winter started, I was in a sound bath, and the message was to embrace the darkness. And I had already gotten that message in something totally unrelated. And when I got it the first time, I really didn't understand the message. When I got it the second time, they were literally literal. She was like, go outside at night, go and bask under the moon, but do it with the intention of connecting with the darkness. And all the way home, I was like, okay, so what is it about the darkness that the winter is trying to teach me? Because the winter is a dark season. The womb is dark. The source of creation is dark. In Genesis, every day, God, the Abrahamic God, created something new. He created light, but that means that the darkness existed first. Light was created from darkness. When I realized that hit me so deeply, and it made me embrace the dark, embrace the shadows, embrace the dark parts of myself, embrace the dark parts of creation, but embrace the concept that creativity starts in the dark. You birth a thing. It is no thing. It is without light first. So what I started doing was I started going into the water in the dark. I'm a nerdy chick, so I know a lot about a lot of things, but I was also a psych major. But Pavlov, the OG psych grandfather psychology type thing. Whenever he would do experiments, he would use like a trigger when he would train his dogs to do things. I mean, we all do this. You know now how if you take your dog for a walk, your dog will see you in your gym shoes and the dog is like, oh, we going for a walk. You can do that with yourself. You can do that with meditation. You could do that with scent. You could do that with sound. You can do that with a bunch of things. And now when I go into my shower, I go into my shower in the dark, and that is my way of acknowledging to spirit that I want to be spoken to. Try it out. Let me know.
When you try to explain to people that you can't lie, because if you do, you'll lose your spiritual covering, or what they call the veil of God, and so you're forced by your literal spirit team or source energy guide, whatever you want to call it, to always live in righteousness and truth, because that's literally the only way for you to have a good experience through this motherfucker. I would have no peace if I was walking around lying. Some people have a real conscience. Now, if you want to dumb it down to something that's small, then I'll just call it a conscience. But my conscience comes with results, and I need my divine protection. So I don't give a fuck what happened by me telling the truth. I'm not going to fuck up my communication and my connection with God by lying or being deceptive. So that's why I don't lie. For the people who be wondering why I don't give a damn and why I'm so honest, I'm not going to sever my connection for y'all.
So I've come to the conclusion that not only are women brainwashed, men are also brainwashed into fearing the very thing that would set them free. Stay with me. Men are initiated spiritually through the feminine energy. Now this can come from their own inner feminine energy or through the womb and the wisdom of a woman. Men are so busy trying not to be women that they completely miss the opportunity to ascend. Any male philosopher or inventor, they have gotten their ideas from the feminine, either from a woman or through tapping in with the feminine conscious, right? Whether that's taking ayahuasca, which is a very feminine plant, mushrooms, or going to certain sacred places of the earth, right? And getting information, from spirits, right? They had to tap into the feminine. Instead of doing the work, men have decided to police and control a woman's womb because they know how powerful it is. This whole patriarchal society is built on womb envy. So if you can control the amount of creative output that a woman has, well, you control the source. And that is what this whole system is. They want control of the feminine instead of doing the work to A, connect to their own feminine, and B, to uphold and uplift the feminine. When you uphold and you uplift the feminine, you get everything that you want in return, right? All of the forces of nature, right? It comes to your aid. So as long as men keep getting up here and getting on these podcasts and talking shit about women and women this and women that, literally teaching other men to hate women, y'all will never be rich, y'all will never be happy, y'all will never be successful, none of that. It's not gonna happen because you're condemning the feminine. If another person can get on here and convince you to hate a woman, to hate the feminine, you're hating yourself. You're also hating yourself. Everybody has masculine and feminine energy. You're hating yourself. You're compressing parts of yourself so you will never be whole. Stop getting tricked out of y'all spots. Educate yourselves. Dissect the misogyny that lives within your brain, that lives within your reality, okay? And this is for my sisters, because as long as y'all keep coddling these men, oh, come here, that poor baby, oh, as long as y'all keep doing that shit, these men are not gonna evolve. Because there's always gonna be a dumb bitch that's gonna cook his dinner, pack his lunch, fuck him, have his kids. It's always gonna be a dumb bitch. Don't be that dumb bitch, okay? Bye.
If you have a birthmark in one of these places, this video is not random. A lot of people think that birthmarks are just random, but spiritually, some believe they carry energy from past lives, trauma, gifts, or things their soul came here to learn. Now listen closely. If you have a birthmark on your stomach or your lower body, you may have struggled with security, stability, or trusting people fully. You're the type that survives everything, but secretly you carry a lot emotionally. If your birthmark is on your back, you probably carry heavy energy your whole life, like responsibilities, betrayal, felt like people always leaned on you, but never poured back into you. If you have a birthmark on your hand or your arms, you were meant to create something powerful in this lifetime. Your energy is connected to action or helping people. If your birthmark is near your heart, your chest, your soul came here to learn deep emotions. You came here to learn emotional lessons, love, heartbreak, abandonment, attachments. You feel everything deeply. If your birthmark is on your neck, your face, you were never meant to blend in. People notice your energy before you even speak. A lot of you attract jealousy or you attract this spiritual attention without even trying. So listen to me closely. Birthmark, it carries energy. And some of y'all have been marked since birth for a reason. Let me say that. If this resonates, comment where your birthmark is located. And don't forget to follow me for more spiritual messages, right? And until next time.
When people be inviting me out to events or like inviting me to host certain type of events, it's just automatically be giving like a no. Like imagine you being a high vibrational spiritual being, you're aware of energy, you're super protective over your energy. You go out into a public space, you got people rubbing against you, you have people vibrating at a lower frequency, you have this music playing that's very low vibrational that's influencing people that's already at a low vibrational state. So guess what? They're ready to fight, they're ready to get drunk, they're ready to gossip, they're ready for drama, they're ready for whatever. They have nothing to lose. They're not even aware. So why would I bring my high conscious human being self into those type of environments? No, I don't want to go outside. You know what I want to do? I want to go out in the sun and I want to lay in the grass. I want to deep breathe. I want to raise my frequency at an already higher level than it already is. I want to think. I want to sit in silence. It's too loud out there.
And where the real magical motherfuckers at? Like, where are the real witches, the real voodoo and hoodoo practitioners, the root workers, the real certified about that life, step up in that water, really shake the table? Where are y'all at? Because all I'm seeing is people on the internet talking about how magical they are, talking about what they're capable of, talking about how many clients and reviews they have. Look at the shit going on in this world. What the fuck are we doing? Like, bitch, what are we doing? I'm all the way with the bullshit. I'm what's up? Where do I need to meet y'all? Where are we gathering at? Ain't like we gotta do much, bitch. All we gotta do is come together and chant some shit. Did y'all forget how they literally used to put stones in our mouths and sew our shit up and wire our mouths closed so that we couldn't speak because our words were just that damn powerful? We could say certain shit and make a motherfucker drop dead. Like, bitch, I'm asking seriously, what are we doing and where are we meeting?
Men aren't supposed to be leading women. Men aren't supposed to be leading women. Men are not supposed to be leading women. We have it all fucked up. It is inside out, upside down, inside out. The spirit comes first. And if the spirit comes first, who is directly connected to the spirit realm first? It's not a trick question. It's women. Are men connected to the spirit realm? Yes. But who brings spirit into this realm in the first place? Women. It's not hard for us to fucking get it. The reason why we are so disconnected and so confused in our reality is because we are still saying that men are the leaders and women should submit and follow to men. Bro, sis, can we really, truly peel the layers back and understand that yes, we all have leadership roles and yes, we all have leadership qualities, but the idea that men are supposed to be leading women needs to be revised.
One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people that talk about spirituality online, they only talk about the good part. You know, they talk about love and light and they make it seem like this shit is all peaches and creams, but they don't tell you about the dark side. They don't tell you that when you actually open up your third eye and you actually start seeing beyond the matrix, bro, it's a lot of pain and suffering that comes with that shit. right? And so you got to understand that pretty much everything we was ever taught was a lie. So when you become conscious, you have to reprogram the way that you think. So this means you have to go back in your mind and you have to resolve past traumas. You have to confront your own demons. And see, a lot of people don't want to talk about this. They want you to think that it's all about love and everything is sweet. But they don't talk about the real shit. They don't talk about the fact that, you know, you can become depressed from having all this spiritual knowledge, right? Because you can become so elevated in your consciousness to where the physical earth bores you, the physical earth is beneath you, and you can begin to hate this realm. Because look, man, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, man. I know a lot of people who got too deep into this conscious information and they ended up just, you know, crashing out or taking themselves out. You know, because you got to understand, man, this shit is not for the weak of heart. This shit will break you. This shit will destroy you. You talking about taking everything that somebody has known to be real and true and destroying that shit, right? And rebuilding your whole life, rebuilding your whole mind from the ground up. That's
You should have no problem being feminine. You know this is a feminine planet, right? Everything on this planet is feminine. Fruits are feminine. Plants are feminine. Mother nature. We don't say father nature. We say mother nature. The world is ran by women. If we see it, if we really look at it, the world is ran by women. Dudes perform for women. We do all this. We get money. We get jewelry. Jewelry is feminine, shiny. I want to look good. That's glamour magic. That's feminine energy. You was a woman first in your mother's womb. You was a woman, then you developed the genes for a man. Women have XX chromosomes while men only have XY chromosomes, which means the XX is the most dominant gene, which means the women are most dominant. We are dominant in the physical, but spiritually they are the most dominant. See, that's why our sexual organ protrudes into the physical, while theirs is inside the spiritual. We stuck here. This world, this society that was built upon this feminine world is masculine. They corrupted it. Creating is feminine, and the only being that can actually create life is a female. So without the female, without the woman, without the womb, you will have no life on earth. So I need y'all to start acting like the women are God, like, cause like they literally are.
Here's some good game. Energy transfer. It's real. Be gentle. Be wise. Every touch leaves a mark you can't see with your eyes, so be mindful who reaches your body, your space. Some carry calm presence, some carry their weight. Not every hand brings love, not every touch heals. Energy lingers longer than logic reveals, so honor your body, your spirit, your soul. What you allow in either drains you or make you whole.
And the only souls that are going to make it through the collapse of the epigenetic genocide is the liberators that have cognitively enlightened themselves, nourished their vessels, healed their spirits, and they prepared to come into community and be of uplift. Epigenetic liberators are those that have intercellularly and intergenerationally liberated themselves. And as all of these lies are exposed, as all of these falsities crumble, the only ones that are going to be able to experience true bliss, joy, love, happiness, peace, ease, as the epigenetic genocide crumbles, as the narcissistic spells are banished and exposed, as the patriarchal society crumbles, is those that are okay with themselves, by themselves. Them the only people that can really come into community and actually be worth anything. Them the only people that can really use their gifts and talents for uplift, not to further perpetuate pain or come together in a collective experience of degradation and humiliation and all of these falsities centered around shame. Faulty falsities. That's what all of this shit is. So as the epigenetic genocide crumbles, as it is ceased and put to an end, the only ones that's going to be able to rise up, bossed up, stronger than ever, wiser than ever, richer than ever, more abundant, more wealthy than ever, healthier than they've ever been, is those that are in alignment with truth and authenticity. You got to be sovereign and you got to be coherent. Those that are still running recruits, clans, and cliques, those that still looking for approval, those that's getting dressed for the gaze of other people, those that's, you know, heavy on their trinkets and heavy on this and that, and again, drinking sorrows away, smoking sorrows away, trying to alleviate themselves of what they really need to be facing, what they really need to be studying within themselves. If they ain't doing the work on their bloodline intentionally, and that don't mean trying to change nobody, that means studying them folk. If they ain't intentional about the relationships they are perpetuating or continuing, if they are not making conscious choices to honor their vessel, their mind, their body, their spirit in full alignment of truth, they will whizzle the fuck away. Y'all gonna see so many folk crumble in this season because they can't handle it. They were so attached to the lie, it's a part of their identity. They were so attached to the chaos, it's a part of their identity. They so accustomed to the plantation, the liberation seems like an attack. So overstand, those that will thrive in this season, get the cocoa water. Those that will thrive in this season are the liberators that are fully aware of themselves and are nurturing themselves.
Dangerous individual, baby, because my superpower is starting over. I have mastered the art of a detachment, meaning I understand that we are constantly evolving and things are always changing. So I'm not attaching myself to shit, relationships included, any type of relationship included. And that, with mastering the art of detachment, made me realize on a deeper level that people are not going to support you until they see your vision, or they may not support you at all. Because I could come here on TikTok and post something that has potential that y'all on TikTok who are actual supporters and strangers will show me have potential, and take it to an app like Facebook where I have locals where people who used to know me in real life or know me in real life that I may still have conversations with don't support me at all. But they'll watch. And they'll watch and they'll watch. But soon as they see other people supporting me, then they may want to hop on the bandwagon. But at the end of the day, if you come over here acting an ass or you are misaligned with my values and my worth, you're going to do a U-turn. And you're going to go right back to wherever the fuck I found you from. Yeah, I've mastered the art of detachment. And in my season of starting over, a lot of motherfuckers' hands have been exposed. And instead of me crying about it, I'm grateful for it.
And in honor of Pride Month, I just want us to be reminded that everything is energy. Energy is consciousness. Consciousness is water, and water is an intelligence. So when you want to tap into the best version of yourself, you have to allow yourself to flow and be fluid.
Chosen ones are going through a shift in their energy that I know you're feeling right now. That chaotic hunger, that grind mentality hunger is not satiating you anymore. That uncalculated, uncoordinated, chaotic hunger that had you all over the place just attacking anything moving is not the same energy you've been resonating with. The hunger you have within you now is scary because it's coordinated. It's calculated. It's meticulous in ways that your hunger back then never was. And that's why this shit is different for you now. Because you're not trying to move with the hunger. You're guiding the hunger to the exact things that are going to feed it in ways that provide the nutrients necessary. Because your mind does not want chaos anymore. You want sustainability. And that's why your hunger is different now. And this hunger is so different now because you have a new level of awareness internally and externally. You are aware of how that chaotic hunger wasted so much energy because you didn't have a plan to guide that hunger. And you're aware of how externally society is changing, how the economy is pointed in a direction of scarcity, and you're not going to waste any time. That's why this hunger has shifted, because you're catching up on time you've wasted with this chaotic hunger that had you all over the place chasing your tail.
Hey man, you can't go back to those old cycles. You can't go back to those old cycles, man. Once somebody show you who they are the first time, take it for face value and just watch them. Watch the patterns. Watch new people in their patterns. Because when you go back to those old friend groups or old people, the old things that was familiar to you, understand that you accepting less for yourself. Because you know how they did you. You know how they made you feel. You gonna go back to them? And then not only that, how you praying for a better life and a better relationship and a better environment when you accepting less by even consider going back into that old cycle that you know ain't not good in. So think about it. How much do you love yourself? If you can answer that to yourself, you know the right choice you should make. Peace. Love y'all.
So when anybody say that they woke, I just look at them like, damn, I can't believe you put that much credit in your body. You put that much credit in yourself, because the next moment it can change.
Right.
Stop saying that. Stop acting like you at the finish line. If you at the finish line, then die then. If you so woke, leave. Right. You can't. You're not woke. You sleep, just like the rest of us. But being aware is what we're trying to be. Yeah. We're not trying to be woke. We're trying to be aware. We're not trying to be part of the chosen. We're just trying to be aware, gang. Yeah. To understand everything that's here is chosen. This was chosen. This was chosen to be a bottle to hold water. Yeah. This was chosen to be something for me to sit on. The camera was chosen to shoot me. Yeah. Everything is chosen.
You cannot go back to a version of yourself that no longer fits. Have you ever noticed that once you've grown, the old version of you starts to feel uncomfortable? The conversations don't fit, the habits don't fit, the excuses don't fit anymore. Even some relationships don't fit. That's because growth changes you. And people get frustrated when they outgrow a season of life because they keep trying to squeeze themselves back into places and situations where the mindset used to feel comfortable. But the truth is it no longer feels comfortable at all. So it's like you're trying to wear a pair of shoes from when you were a kid. They served their purpose when you were little, but you can't fit them now. So here's the thing. You're done with that chapter of your life. That was then, but this is now. Growth requires new thinking, new standards, and sometimes the courage to leave familiar things behind. So you're feeling uncomfortable? Doesn't mean you're lost, and it doesn't mean you need to turn back. You simply need to expand. Stop trying to return to the old you and start embracing who you are becoming. Because the old version of you, you've outgrown that. So stop trying to fit back into it. Love you.
And I hope y'all taking note of how everybody acting during this time. Don't forget nothing here.
The sun is our main source. It's our main source of food and hydration. Peep what I'm saying. Because what y'all don't understand is this. We don't have DNA. See, we don't have DNA. You know? We have DEA. You follow me? Dioscid ether acid. Are we not non-ether beings? So we eat different. We consume different. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy because they would say, oh, you know, being in the sun for so long, you know what I'm saying, you know, it causes cancer, all that dumb shit. but listen, how can we develop an illness, right, about something we're from? How can we develop an illness from something that we're of? Doesn't make any sense, right? So it's vital and it's important for us to be in the sun, to be in nature, to connect with the elements of earth, because we're of it.
The easiest way to ensure that all of your prayers are answered is to become the god or the goddess for your own life. For example, I have a special connection to dark goddesses. I have a special connection to chthonic or shadow deities, specifically goddesses. And so I'm like, well, I'm not really a fan of worshiping other deities because I grew up in a cult of Christianity, so I'm really not a fan of that. However, I do like the idea of having a powerful divine being answer all my prayers and give me whatever I want. However, we do all have divinity within us. So what if I just awaken the dark face of the goddess within me? The aspect of the goddess, the dark side within me. And then I can just get whatever I want from myself. And then I can just create an altar for me and place offerings at my own altar and ask myself for things and be in control of my own destiny. What? And I did it. And guess where I am? Guess where I am? I am living my best life and fulfilling my wildest dreams because I wanted to. And I pray to myself and I worship myself and I give offerings to myself and I make love to myself and I do all these things for myself because I am my own goddess. I am my own divine star, if you want to call it that. And in some circles that might seem sacrilegious or completely and totally like out of this world, but it would only matter if I cared. So I don't care, therefore it doesn't affect me at all whatsoever. And I encourage anyone who feels called to do it to also do it. If you want to perform a 2-week ritual like I did to awaken an aspect of the goddess within you, then go do it. Because why shouldn't you? It is your life and it is only you who can live it. It is only you who will live it. So why not live it the way you want to? But what about what they say about me? Okay, is it gonna make you money? Is it gonna make you better? Is it gonna help you live? Is it gonna help you heal? Then why the fuck do you care? You shouldn't. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but like, really? Really? I mean, alright. You can do it, or don't. It's your choice. Choose wisely. I love you. Happy casting.
Y'all want to know the reason to why Jesus was the way he was? Jesus had his entire chakra system unlocked. Most of humanity is locked in their bottom 3 chakras, which is the way they want us. You think Jesus was beating off or playing with himself? You think Jesus was having sex all the time? No. Jesus held on to his sexual energy, and that allowed him to have Christ consciousness. That allowed him to truly activate his pineal gland to see the world for what it actually is. Why y'all think Jesus spoke in so many allegories and metaphors and double entendres? Because he was in such a high state of consciousness, that's the best way he could put it to broadly relate it to everybody. I promise you, if everybody was doing the same thing Jesus was doing, he probably wouldn't even have needed to use language with us. We probably would have all been talking to him telepathically. Because telepathy is real. It's definitely a real thing. You and your friend ever randomly just say the same word or the same phrase at the same time? Something to happen, then you'll look at the person next to you and y'all both lock eyes and y'all know exactly what each other thinking? You ever just think about somebody and then you get a text message from them or a phone call? And we do this stuff operating from our bottom chakras on a daily basis. Imagine if everybody had their top chakras unlocked, bro. Imagine the way we could be communicating with each other. Y'all need to look into Christ consciousness. It's a real thing. It's not a new age concept. This is what Jesus was trying to tell us.
But what you have to understand is, you came here to get a full experience as a human, remember. And when you die, your soul transcends. You go to a higher level of being. We are multi-dimensional beings having a human experience. I always put it in the 3rd-dimensional way that a bot can understand. Every time we dream, our body stays in that fucking bed while our consciousness travels through other dimensions. This is not the real world. So when you see people die, everybody is going to die, bro. You supposed to know this already. Nobody came here to live and stay here. You can't stay, bro.
The fact that despite all the spiritual warfare, all the toxins and the poison they put in our food, within the media, within the air, within almost every facet of our human experience, the fact that you still are drawn to this video and that you are still drawn to the code of the truth and of healing yourself and getting better, that shows that there's a part of you that's ancient, that's timeless, that's divine. It's connected to your divinity, and there's a part deep within you that knows the way and knows it's been training for this lifetime, for lifetimes, because no one prepared us for this. You know, our parents didn't have a manual. Our teachers are brainwashed by fallen angels that trained them to teach certain things to disempower us, and we have figured this out on our own. So that shows that there is a part of you that knows the way. Hi. And because of that, listen to the one within you that knows more than the fear. The fear is how they feed on us. The one that knows is how we get through this.
I really don't be wearing shoes anymore. I walk barefoot, yeah, I put on the floor. Free electrons get absorbed in my feet. The earth cleanse energy helps you release. I do this every morning, had to get me a seat. Take your shoes off cause your feet need to breathe. Ground and earth and call it whatever. Catch me outside in any damn weather. Sit in the sun, you remove hella toxins. Heal with your heels, then you won't need a doctor. Feet connected, the earth is a charger. Earth give you downloads and knowledge, it taught you. That's why they want you to wear all these shoes. Disconnect you from nature is you. Go tell your friends to cherish their soul. Connect you to earth, that's how you get gold.
So I've been in a mental institution before, and I now know that schizophrenia, like people who have schizophrenia, quote unquote, they're not crazy. People that are in the mental institution aren't even human for real. Shapeshifters work there comfortably because they feel like they can never get caught because they're in a mental institution. You know, who's ever gonna believe a crazy person, right? I'll say this to say, trust your people, you know, think deeper and think outside of the box. If you think this is the only reality that we live in, your reality is the only reality that exists. You know, if you think that there's nothing beyond the surface, your ass need to be evaluated. Because at this fucking point, bro, you can't convince me that the stuff that I've been through in my life in that facility is not real. Like, that shit is, bro, beyond what you can even think it is. For real. I love y'all. Stay dangerous. I say.
Chosen one, let's talk about you and your sexual energy. Now, if you didn't know, I am telling you now, chosen ones or people with spiritual gifts have very high or strong sexual energy. So I am telling you now, we love sex so much. And sometimes it is the cause of our downfall because we end up giving off this energy to the wrong people. So whether you're male or female, but specifically male, and you see women chasing you around and you think that you're a catch, there is something they are chasing in you, and that is the sexual energy that you give off. And that's why, as a chosen one or spiritually gifted person, you always have to learn to numb down the urge of constantly wanting to have sex, because you are prone to be sexually addicted. You are prone to playing with yourself or even being addicted to porn. So I am here and I am warning you and I am telling you that you have very strong sexual energy and you need to learn to protect it. You need to learn to suppress the need to always want to have sex and always be vigilant of the people that you lay with. Because some people, more especially those who are aware of the energy you carry, will harness your energy through sex. And even those who are not aware of the energy that you carry, you actually give off your energy and your power to them. So as a chosen one, I am telling you today, please learn and try to suppress that need to constantly want to have sex.
So the comment that I keep seeing is, that's not my Lord. That's not my God. So let me ask you a question. What would be the name of your Lord or your God? What would be the name? And I don't want to hear Yeshua. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear Jesus. What would be the name of your God or your Lord, since you're worshiping another one? Since you're not worshiping the same one as our oppressors, what would be the name of yours? You all don't make any sense. There's one man in the sky, supposedly. What is his name? What's the man in the sky's name? What's your sky daddy's name? Y'all don't know his name?
You want to know what the final stage for a lot of chosen ones is? To go back to the environment that once made you question yourself. You know, the place that didn't fully believe in your vision? You know, that place that only understood survivor mode? That place where your growth made people feel uncomfortable. And the test is this. Can you stay connected to your purpose without shrinking again? Can you keep building even when nobody around you understands what you see? Can you protect your nervous system, your mind, your routines, and your vision while you're surrounded by old versions of yourself? Because sometimes life will temporarily send you back home, back to the drawing board, back to rebuilding. And it's not to punish you, but to see if you finally learned how to choose yourself without needing outside validation. See, a lot of chosen ones think that their final level is money, fame, visibility, or success. Baby, sometimes the real final level is maintaining your self-worth, your vision in the same environments that once triggered your doubt, your fear, and your survivor patterns, and still refusing to quit. That's when you realize that your power was never the environment. It was always you.
Another fucking rabbit hole. Water is not wet. Water is not wet. And you never actually touch anything. You're experiencing atoms repel each other, and you respond to your environment by getting sensory vibrations that then tell you how things perceptively feel. So all of this is a collapsal based on your perception, which is the reason why we never experience the same reality, which is the reason why we are able to experience the multiverse. And quantum physics and mechanics backs that very theory up. Now, this is all theoretical, but if water is not wet and you are only perceiving reality based on your observation, and your observation is collapsing reality, including yourself as you know it, which is the reason why when you go into water, even though water is not said wet, you come out wet. And what if the only reason why you aren't able to breathe in water is because you perceive yourself as incapable of being able to do so, even though there are tribes in certain continents that are able to breathe underwater? What if, versus you responding to your reality, if you are in a state of being without expectations, what would reality then look like? And what would it collapse into if you have no expectations or preconceived notions on what it is that you are observing and collapsing into an experience? Because all life experiences are nothing but a conglomerate of your internal thoughts that is projected outside of you. That's why they give you as above, so below, as within, so without. Whatever you think, your body is going to respond. Whatever you feel, your reality is going to reflect. So the things that you think not only shape you as an entirety, but your preconceived reality as well. But if you take away the perception and you take away the expectation, then what would you experience? Would it be nothingness? Would it be the void? If none of this is solid and all we are seeing is our perceptive collapsed view of reality, because nothing is solid in quantum physics and mechanics. Everything is made out of atoms, and atoms are made out of 99% nothingness, and that nothingness is actual potential energy.